start. It is indeed a pleasure for me to stand here among the enthusiastic students on the occasion of the convocation ceremony of this prestigious university. My heartiest congratulations to my young friends who have received their degrees today. Especially to those who have won medals for their meritorious performance and academic excellence. Anna University is blessed to be located in this land of Tamil Nadu, which has been the cradle of knowledge and learning since times immemorial. The long literary tradition spanning over centuries in the form of Sangam literature is a matter of pride for all Indians, as it symbolizes the rich cultural heritage of our country. The anthologies of poems from this literature have been universally appreciated by readers and scholars alike. With the antiquity of texts embodied in its ancient literature, it is not surprising that Tamil language has been accorded the status of classical language. Ladies and gentlemen, knowledge is wealth, and it is the best among all forms of wealth. As the famous saying elaborates, that it cannot be stolen by thieves, cannot be seized by kings, cannot be divided amongst brothers, and it is not heavy to carry either. The more it is spent, the more it flourishes. The wealth of knowledge is therefore the most important among all kinds of wealth. Knowledge is the foundation upon which the character of each individual is built. I have said earlier and would like to reiterate that education is the catalyst for change and the youth is the most potent agent of social transformation. Educated youth, given the right direction, can bring revolutionary changes in the course of history. That is what the National Education Policy 2020 aims to achieve. Last year, I had the opportunity to discuss with the visitors and vice-chancellors of the central universities and higher education institutions the educational scenario in our country and the implementation of the new policy. The new policy seeks to implement a modern education system based on research, skill and acumen relevant to the evolving needs of the present. At the same time, it would also include within its domain a rich cultural heritage in consonance with a futuristic outlook. The policy focuses on inculcating moral values and promoting understanding of Indian culture. I am confident that the implementation of this policy would usher in an era of modern learning and education. It will create a brigade of researchers and professionals who would take our country to the great heights of development, as befitting our national aspirations. It is heartening for me to know that today I stand in a university which is the hub of technological education. It is one of the largest technological universities in the world, offering undergraduate and postgraduate courses in engineering, technology, architecture and applied sciences relevant to the current and projected needs of the society. I am told that the oldest college of this university made humble beginnings in the form of the School of Survey in the summer of May 1794. Over the years, it became the famous Guindy College of Engineering, which celebrated its 225th anniversary last year. From those beginnings has grown a large cluster of excellent academic institutions which has 4 university department campuses, 13 constituent colleges, 3 regional campuses at Tirunelveli, Madurai and Coimbatore, and over 550 affiliated colleges. Not only in numbers, but in quality too. The Anna University making an impressive contribution in the field of education sector. That is why it figures among the top institutions in QS World and NIRF rankings. Even the number of the students has drastically increased over the years. What is more encouraging is that this university has been witnessing gender empowerment through education, and it shows in the number of women students at this university. I am told that more than 1 lakh candidates at undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD levels are receiving degrees today, of which about 45% are women. It was a bigger pleasure for me to know that out of total students being conferred with gold medals and first-class degrees today, more than 60% are women. I am told that out of 66 students being conferred gold medals, 42 are our daughters, and further out of 13 students I just gave gold medals to, I noticed 9 are girls. This shows the lead being taken by our daughters in our society. This excellence displayed by women is a reflection of the future of India as a developed nation. I congratulate each one of these daughters for this accomplishment, which is just a stepping stone on the path of further progress, both academic and personal.